I'll have more on Pence tomorrow because he's doing a big town hall tonight, and I want to hear more from him.
But what
honestly.
do you think?
I kind of need to hear more of where he's angling. Like, based on that ad, is so kind of generic. I think
you
he's
worked
angling
for him, you know him.
But
What scares me, Alyssa, is that you are incapable of defending a man that you worked for, that you
I am
know
not.
of.
Oh, no,
and you're
no.
saying
Why
that
don't you ask me a question
You're saying
rather
that you
than-
need to hear.
I did ask you a question.
She
Oh, I
did,
had a point I wanted to
and you
make.
said that you needed to hear more from him, and I don't need to hear more from Pence for several reasons. Because when I lived in
you just
India,
accused me of something, so why don't you let me actually answer? You're not going to vote for a Republican ever.
No, I'm gonna finish what I'm gonna say. The thing about Pence, he was actually.
you defended
I'm
Cornel
still
West
speaking.
yesterday,
I'm
who would
still-
destroy our
I'm still
country.
speaking.
So.
He also was a parrot for Trump.
Don't
He
make this personal.
spearheaded-
Let's hear.
He spearheaded the Trump.
Sonny likes to make it personal with me, so we'll just. Are you going to give me a
just
chance to
speaking
answer?
the truth, spearheading Trump's
You have a minute.
COVID-19 agenda of downplaying the virus.
This is not what the
then-
show is about. This is Barbara
It's
Walters'
everybody's-
legacy.
it's
Let a
everybody's
woman
view.
speak.
It's everybody's
It's everybody's view. No, it's Sonny Hostin's view.
And Pence did not
Well,
quarantine.
Joy, you asked her
Pence
not-
did not
you didn't
quarantine
ask her to defend.
himself.
You said, why would someone vote
Are
for
you just going to keep
Yes.
going, or am I going to get
Yes, because I'm
I
not
want to
finished.
answer
Answer
Joy's
my
question.
question.
You know what?
Yeah,
I kind of feel like I need to go to break right
Well,
now.
no, let me.
Maybe.
Now she's ready to answer the
Well,
question.
because I can't hear anybody saying anything.
It's hard when you're being
What a
interrupted.
disgrace.
I
It's
know.
hard when you're
So
being
maybe we need to
interrupted.
just figure out how we do this again. Let's
Yeah.
have this break and let's figure out how we're going to make this work. We'll be right back.
That's the
Evangelical-
challenge he's going to face.
Can
Is
I-
you've got someone else running in that lane who's
Can I
effective.
talk about
Yeah.
Pence now?
What do you think?
Go ahead.
I hope so. So what I was saying about Pence was, there have been people that have worked for him, so I won't make it personal, that don't seem to be able to stand up and say, you should vote for this man. And
Okay, that's actually not true. So, okay.
Well, that
Let me
is
know.
true. And I think
White Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for Raid, right? It's
I think
like
that's
they're voting.
no, it's
they're
insulting
voting
to the
against,
voter.
They're
no,
voting
real quick,
against
no.
their own self-interest.
talk
Do they
on the
want to live
show?
in Gilead?
Okay,
do they
so do
want
we
to
love
be in the hands?
Do we love
tail?
democracy or not? Because just saying that it's insulting to the voter. People make up decisions on what's right for their family.
Talk
Last
about
week you
that.
called white Republican women cockroaches.
Actually, I didn't. And
Or you said they're acting like cockroaches.
I used in a similar.
That rhetoric.
Let me
was a
answer that.
metaphor.
I used a
so
metaphor.
here's what I'm going to ask you all
But
to
I
do.
need
Here's what I'm going to
respond.
ask you to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to tone it down a bit because I
Yeah.
can't hear anything.
Let
No
me
one
respond,
can hear what's being
but she
said.
just said I called white women roaches.
Go ahead
which
and
my mother's a
respond.
white woman, so
Go
I
ahead and
wouldn't say
respond.
that.
Go ahead and respond.
Second of all, what I used was a metaphor, really more in a simile.
A simile.
And I said, white women, Republicans, I just read a poll that the suburbans are now voting Republican. That is like roaches voting for Raid. Now, by the way,
I
that
know
wasn't
exactly
my
what you
joke. Let
said.
me finish. That wasn't my joke. That was John Leguizamo's joke. It's a joke that I've used on this show
I
a few weeks
understand,
ago.
but we
Let me
talk about the
finish.
rhetoric.
Referring to Latinos. And no one had anything to say about it. The last thing I'll say is I continued by saying, do they want to be in Gilead? Do they want to lose their rights? They're
Sonny,
voting
we heard
against
your
their
point.
first
I'm
interest.
trying to make you consider
so
a
you are
perspective you haven't before.
actually
No, I want you to consider
twisting
a
what I said.
No, that is what you said. What you said is it's like
Then
roaches.
don't
Right?
say-
It was a simile.
don't
I
say
clarify
that I
But do you
called white
understand
women
why
roaches.
people?
All right, we're
because
going to
I
go to
didn't.
break. We're going to break.
This case is not taking Donald Trump down, and I say that for a couple reasons.
How do you know that?
There was, well, just real quick, there was no conspiracy charge, which a lot of folks were looking to see
That
if
was
there
a
was.
harder charge to prove.
Every legal expert I've talked to has said most likely a fine and probation if he's even
I'll tell you
convicted.
why you're wrong as
But
this legal expert. That is wrong. And I will
He's
tell
not
you,
going to jail over
I will
this.
tell you
He's not
why-
going to jail
I
over
will tell
this.
you why you're wrong. Prosecutors are not only in the business of prosecuting crimes, we're in the business of sending out a message. If you let the President of the United States be found guilty of 1 to 34 counts, even if they're misdemeanors, and he gets to go home scot-free, you're sending
It's
a
not
message.
scot-free. We're
to
just saying it's going to be a
you're
fine and
sending
probation.
A message
It won't be
to the
serving time,
country.
correct.
Well, not yet.
It's
Then that's
okay.
bad.
That's not going to happen.
Can I just
There's a lot more
point
to
out
do here.
that there is
Average life expectancy for a man in the U.S. is only 73 years old. Now, granted, people are living longer, and I want them to live longer, but he's already living longer than the average man. And I think we have to think about that when we're committing to 4 more years of a presidency.
Well, but if he's living longer than the average man, so is Donald Trump. He's
Which
over
is
73
surprising.
too. So what I want to know is why are we always talking about Biden's age and we're not talking about Donald Trump's age?
And I don't think you're a hypocrite, Alyssa, and I would never call you that, but I hope that when you worked for the president, that older president, who I think we have a clip of, could not walk down a ramp, could not hold a glass of water with one
Sonny,
hand.
guess what? I'm not supporting him for 4 more years.
But I hope you had those discussions with yourself and your colleagues when you worked for that guy.
And I praised Nikki Haley and Tim Scott for talking about a next generation of leadership and directly saying that Donald Trump's age is as much an issue as Joe Biden's is. Hands down it is.
I was asked to serve in the Trump White House in April of 2020.
You joined in April 2020. That's like 4 years in. We know who he was. How do you do that?
So I did.
Right?
I mean, no, it's
I'm
a
sure
fair
people,
point.
It's a fair question. I mean, you know who this person is.
Yeah.
He's the person that is grab him by the you know what.
Well,
and you're working for him.
I didn't have any illusions about who the president was. So I should go back further. I was Vice President Pence's press secretary for 2 years. So I was tangentially working with the Trump White House, different building, but serving a very different man.
Well, you're not working for Darth Vader, but you're a stormtrooper.
It's actually very well said. I will say this. I believed strongly in his economic agenda. I believed in his national security agenda.
If you remain in the Republican Party, given what you've seen, given what you know, are you complicit? And is it better to leave the party? You certainly were complicit. You worked there.
Well, and real quick, I'd say, Sonny, wouldn't you rather have someone like Anna trying to reform the party from within? Like, there's going to be a Republican Party, whether you want there to be or not. So wouldn't you want someone who's sober-minded and sound and more aligned with you?
I don't think it's an effective strategy.
Well, we need 2 robust parties.
You were part of the administration that
wait.
politicized the virus.
Oh, and I take responsibility. Donald Trump politicized the hell out of this virus. But I will say this.
This vaccine
But that
was
doesn't change the
politicized by
fact-
your boss.
No, I mean,
But
I take responsibility there.
Thank you.